Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the crazy world of big business, and sometimes, as we'll see today, things don't go exactly as planned. Today we are diving into Fusemachines Incorporated recent filing, which tells a story about a company facing some growing pains. It is not all doom and gloom, but there are definitely some important takeaways here for investors, and anyone curious about how companies navigate challenges. If you like getting straight to the point on these corporate filings, make sure you are subscribed, and hey, we have a fantastic Discord community linked in the description below, where we break down more complex financial topics. So what is this filing all about? Well, it is a Form 8K, which is essentially a report filed when significant events happen that shareholders should know about. In this case, the big news revolves around a little hiccup with the stock market regulators. Fusemachines Inc. had some trouble keeping up with its reporting deadlines. Specifically, they were late in filing their quarterly report, which is like a regular checkup on the company's financial health, for the period ending the 30th of September 2025. Because of this delay, they received a notice from the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC, which is the big exchange where their common stock is traded. This notice, called the Nasdaq letter, basically says, hey, you missed a deadline for filing your financial reports. Now, this is not life or death for the company immediately. Trading of their stock and warrants, which are like options to buy stock, was not stopped. But Nasdaq rules say companies have to keep their filings up to date to stay listed. The reason for the delay, as the company explained, was that they needed more time to look closely at some financial dealings that happened during that quarter. It is pretty common for companies to need a bit more time for complex financial analysis, especially if there have been unusual transactions. Normally, when a company gets this kind of notice, they have about 2 months to show Nasdaq a plan saying how they will fix the problem and get back on track. But here is where it gets interesting. Just a few days after receiving this notice, Fusemachines Inc. actually filed that overdue quarterly report. This is a really important move because by filing the report, the company believes it has now met Nasdaq's requirements and is back in good standing. Think of it like getting a speeding ticket and then immediately showing the police you fixed the broken taillight that caused it. Beyond the reporting issue, the company also issued a press release on the 28th of November 2025 to let everyone know about the notice they received from Nasdaq. This is part of something called Regulation FD, which is all about making sure information is shared fairly with everyone, not just a select few. This press release confirmed the receipt of the Nasdaq letter and likely provided some reassurance to investors that the company was addressing the situation proactively. Now, while this filing mainly focuses on the Nasdaq notice, it is worth remembering that Fusemachines Inc. is considered an emerging growth company. This means they get some flexibility in how they report and comply with rules, but it also points to a company that is likely still in a growth phase, which often comes with these kinds of operational growing pains. The report is signed by Seema Marsky, the Chief Executive Officer, indicating that leadership is aware of and addressing these matters. Ultimately, the story here is one of a company that experienced a reporting delay but quickly corrected it. The key for investors will be to see if this was an isolated incident or part of a larger pattern of financial reporting challenges. Looking at Fusemachines Inc., the most important takeaway from this filing is not a deep dive into financials, as the core of this report is about a compliance issue. However, the fact that the overdue report was filed so quickly after the notice is a positive sign of responsiveness from management. It shows they understand the importance of maintaining good standing with listing requirements. The company's future success will depend on its ability to execute its business strategy and maintain consistent, timely financial reporting. While this particular event seems resolved, keeping an eye on future filings will be crucial to assess the company's operational stability and financial discipline. The main risk here is investor confidence being shaken by perceived lack of financial control. Even if temporary, an opportunity lies in the company demonstrating robust operational and financial processes, moving forward to regain full trust. My conclusion is that while this was a minor stumble, the quick recovery is encouraging. For now, Fusemachines Inc. appears to be back on the right track, but continued diligence will be necessary for investors. Alright, that is our breakdown of Fusemachines Incorporated latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.